Hello everyone, and welcome to our Digimon Movie reviews. This time we'll be diving into the first Digimon Tamer movie, The Battle of Adventures.
Or the Adventurers Battle, depending on what translation you go with.
Yeah, generic sounding name.
Incredibly generic. Or pretty generic movie in the grand scheme.
Yeah. You're going very in-depth. So if you're worried about spoilers of this 22-year-old movie, you've been warned now. I'm assuming if you're here, you've probably seen this.
So, we start with, of all people,
Omnimon.
I mean, it's a Tamers movie. Who else would you start with?
Yeah, obviously. He shows up so much in that series. Wait.
But anyway, he's talking to somebody, basically, come out, I must stop you.
What have I done? Why do you need to stop me? Well, it's not what you've done. It's what you will do. Because you are born from Apoclymon's data. Briefly see Apoclymon.
Again, because of his major role in Tamers.
And don't get me wrong, I like adventure, so I don't mind callbacks. But you've got stuff that you don't need to do this.
Yeah, Tamers is a strong enough season that doesn't need to write adventures coattails.
Yeah, no, it should be able to stand on its own. Well, we'll see about that. And so, well, since you seem to have figured that out, I guess there's no reason to keep talking, and I must kill you. And we see a goat-looking Digimon. Been around a few seasons now.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times.
At this point. Probably at the time, he was very new.
Yeah, that was his first animated appearance.
Yeah. Mephisto or Mephistomon, Japanese. Which, along with the names, we'll be going between the English and Japanese versions pretty easily in this one.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of difference. There's a couple of cute, lines and things we might mention, but overall, not as much of a difference as, say, Hurricane Touchdown did.
Yeah.
That one had a lot to unpack. And so, this ultimate level Digimon decides, I'm going to kill Omnimon, and launches an attack at him.
Goes about as well as it should.
Yeah. I think maybe he flinches slightly. And whips out the Supreme Cannon and fires it at him. And he wisely decides that this is not a fight he should stay and try to
Might
win.
be time to leave, yes.
So he pulls open a gate in this weird dome kind of other dimension that they're in.
Whatever I get there.
Never really explained what this place is. And he gets away. And Omnimon's
not happy.
Saying like, where did he go? He couldn't possibly have gone there, could he? Be any more generic to build up tension, Omnimon? Thanks. Yeah. And we start to get our credits, our opening credits.
And we actually meet our first Tamer character now.
Remember? This is a Tamers movie.
Yeah.
So we meet Takato.
Yep, who's
packing up a suitcase.
With a lot of stuff he's trying to get in this suitcase. And kind of whining about how he just wanted to play video games all summer.
He doesn't want to go to Anikawa or Iwaka, something.
Yeah, some islands.
Whatever this island's called. And Calamon's being very, sympathetic.
Yeah, Calamon's not particularly likable in this movie in the grand scheme.
So we cut over to his parents talking about how he's like, oh yeah, he's going there. I'm not comfortable with him going on his own. And Mom's like, well, he's done it before. And Henry will be with him. Yeah,
just conveniently enough, Henry's going to be on the same plane as him. Henry Lee.
Yeah.
Because Lee was too hard of a name. We had to translate that.
Yeah. They actually don't even mention Henry's name here in the Japanese version.
Yeah, it's only in English not even mentioned. He's like, I will be on the same flight.
Yeah.
English stuff. Japanese actually say he's going to go visit their family's graves.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do it because they're running the bakery, so they're sending Takato.
Right.
It's just not mentioned in the dub.
Yeah, they don't go quite that way in the.
But that mentions that Henry will be on the flight.
Yeah. So that is one of the big differences. And so finally we see Takato with what looks like a different looking suitcase than the one he was even packing, leaving the house saying bye, and lifting it up over his head and running upstairs.
A little bit later, they're on a plane.
Yeah.
Move along.
They're just
a lot of little stuff that doesn't matter in this.
Yeah, they're on a plane. Terriermon nearly gets rocked off of Henry's lap, and Calamon's up there. But we can look in the cargo area, and Guillemon's shoved in a suitcase and luggage.
Like Calamon's running around the entire plane, flying around, bothering the stewardess.
Yeah.
But poor Guillemon's got his in storage in the suitcase.
So why? I don't understand. I mean, I get it. No, eye in a box. That's a great callback, but that's not seeming what they're trying to do here. Because they get to the airport, and it seems like they're parting ways here. Henry's going his way. He says there's some really cool underwater ruins around here. He wants to take some pictures of.
At this point, they actually have a nice joke in the dub, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Which, gee, they don't have a Japanese version.
Where they walk away and Terriermon says, "Don't be boring when we come there."
No, the White Zone.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a few of them in here. Because
No, yeah. This version of Terriermon. Thank you, Katie.
Yep, yeah, she's helpful. I know.
This version of Terriermon is the same in the actual Tamer series. The English one is much better.
Oh, so much more sassy and fun.
Much more of a personality.
Yeah.
But the White Zone is for loading and unloading passengers only. If you're not loading and unloading, what are you doing in the White Zone?
And also, while they're rolling along, we hear Guillemon saying, "Takato-man, can I come out?" Again, only in the dub. Which makes this movie all the harder to place canonically where this might possibly happen, because Takato-man ended after 2 episodes. He stopped calling him Takato-man. I got him on. So, I wouldn't try real hard to fit this one in the in the canon.
We'll beat it a little bit at the end.
But yeah, I'm not going to try too hard.
But the guy was going, "Where's Kai? He's supposed to meet me." Yeah. Kai happens to be the name of his cousin. He may never mention Kai. We won't mention Kai. He really doesn't do much in the entire movie.
No, he's around, but
he doesn't really accomplish much.
Yeah, he exists.
But anyway, looking up on the TV, we see a live interview of
this
Guy.
Yeah, this.
I'm sure his name's mentioned.
Business owner, but yeah, no, Guy. Yeah, who apparently designed and created the V-Pad, or is the head of the company at least that did it. And he's talking about he wants to have a V-Pad for everyone, and there are things that can manage your day-to-day activities like email and data and
running your computer and things like that.
Things, and we see this random kid walk up in the middle of this interview and go say, "Hey, have you seen somebody named Takato? He was on the same plane as you." At least that's what they say in Japanese. And in English, he doesn't even make that connection. He just literally walks in. Like, what? This is a live broadcast. What are you doing here, kid? So Takato goes running through the airport.
This case, well, at least I know where to find him now.
Yep.
Looking for the news crew.
And, gee, they find him as police officers are like, "Come on, kid, back up." Yeah. And Takato goes running down and runs into Kai in the background. And the suitcase just suddenly pops itself back up after getting knocked over. Again, just there are some cute little details. There is some things in this movie which don't matter, but they're cute.
And the police are like, "We're gonna take him away." And then the head of the company says, "Oh, this is a good, PR opportunity." He says, "Oh, no, don't be too tough on the kids. They're our future after all."
They're future, or they're either the future of Japan in the English version, or in the Japanese version, or in the English version, they're future V-Pad owners, V-Pad buyers. And so we briefly have a scene where, gee, Takato and Kai get on TV.
Because of the live interview, right?
And Mom and Dad are like, "Hey, come on, you gotta come."
Mom's like, "Come, Dad, come and see it."
And they miss it.
And Dad gets there and it's gone. Very important scene.
Well, at least we know they got there safely.
Alright, sure. Filler!
Oh, we haven't even started.
This isn't one of the bad filler ones.
Yeah.
But then we cut to Hey and Takato on a boat.
On a boat going to the island where the graves are and everything.
Yep.
They're going, and Takato does not like boats.
Really? Yeah, apparently he's getting kind of seasick. And
Kai is not sympathetic about this.
Nope, and after a while he gets to the end, climbs on the railing and says, "Yep, I'm jumping off the boat now."
Yep, just follow the road. You can't miss it. Bye.
In the Japanese version, she says, "I'm going to warn Grandpa. I'm going to tell Grandpa you're coming." Grandpa didn't know he was coming.
Yeah.
Didn't know what time the plane was coming. But in English stuff, he just says, "See you, bye."
Yeah.
Doesn't even go as that.
Later. And even the captain's like, "Kai, I told you to stop doing this." He does not care.
Nope.
He just keeps going. And so later we see Takato still pushing the suitcase along, and Guillemon is not happy to be in this so long.
Come on, come on.
No. He's like, "No, not yet." "Well, when are you gonna let him out? What was your plan here, Takato?"
And Takato apparently falls asleep.
He gets so tired he just passes out on.
I guess from exhaustion from pushing Guillemon up the hill. I
guess.
Don't really know, but Kai's back.
I mean, he was seasick for a while, so yeah. But yeah, Kai finally seems to later come running up the road and back up, like he couldn't have gotten lost. And we see Takato's on top of the suitcase, and there's a red figure pushing it from behind. And yeah, Kai is a little surprised to meet Guillemon. And he's just like, what in the Japanese? And he's like, "Please don't eat me," in the English.
But then when we get to the house,
and Takato's
waking up on the floor.
Yeah, slowly coming.
Porch, I guess.
Yeah, slowly coming to as this old man's playing a
on a guitar.
Yeah.
If you know what that is, please let us know in the comments, or future Rordrik has it here.
Oh yeah, he figured it out. Okay, thank you. And he slowly wakes up, and the old man's like, "Oh, are you feeling all right?" Ah, yes.
Yep, this will never come up again, so he's fine.
Yeah, and we hear a ruckus. Kai's back, and Gimon's just freely running around behind him with Calamon.
Calamon, and he's got a fish.
And he's like, Gimon, I told you to stay hidden. No, Kai's my friend. He got me a fishy. and so he's like, wait, you know about Digimon?
He goes, yeah, of course. We've got the card game over here too.
Which is true in Tamers.
Yeah.
Everyone, well, not everyone, but most people know about Digimon. It's not that they're real.
Yes.
They're like, oh, Tokyo must be swarming with them. Well, they're not.
I didn't know they were real in Tokyo. Must be neat.
Yeah, well, it's not exactly swimming in them. Which sometimes in the season they kind of are.
Well, there's something swimming around in that season. Not Digimon.
Oh, well, yeah, at the end. Yeah, and Grandpa's like, oh, that's a weird-looking talking dog you have there. Like, Dad, he's not... Grandpa, he's not a dog, he's a Digimon.
Oh, sure it is. We've had talking dog spirits here. Mm-hmm. Actually dropped him in with the name of...
In English, he literally calls him Caesarmon.
Calls him Caesar. Caesar, at least.
Yeah, and in the dub, he just calls him Seasai, or whatever the traditional lion-like statues that assume are culturally significant guardians, because I see them all over the place.
Yeah, they're ugly, but they're not uncommon.
Yeah, and then Calamon walks up and says hi, and he's like...
Starts flying away. He's like, oh, so we have
flying dogs too? Huh? I'm gonna go make dinner.
Yeah, they're kind of jerks, your grandpa here.
Yeah. And so we have a cute little scene where they play on the beach of Calamon and Giamon.
Yeah, we get lots of scenes of Giamon.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, that's cute.
Once in a while, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we don't have enough... Since nothing's happening here, we have to cut the Rookie and Renamon.
Rookie or Rika, depending on your version.
And it's often very standard. Renamon says, hey, I sense a Digimon. Okay, let's go get it. Yeah. And they do. And Renamon says, huh, this one's different. How's it different? Why is it different? Luke doesn't know either.
Yeah, and it briefly shows off, hey, remember Digimodify or Curd Slash is a thing. Have a tomahawk, but... yeah.
She wasted in the middle of the second. So it makes... Apparently, no one else here. It makes a pretty big mess of the place before they get
there. Yeah. They did a lot of bit of explosions, some sort of oil plant field kind of thing, I guess. I don't know.
This would be the first of many fighter Digimon of this movie.
Oh, yeah. You know how Ghost Game, if you're watching this recently, and has, like, no deaths?
And as we cut away from the scene, we have the voice mocking no one in particular.
No one, yeah. The humans will doom themselves, and they don't even know they're doing it. Generic. But again, what is he even talking about? I don't even know.
I'm not sure how humans are burying themselves in this.
Yeah.
Then we cut back to the island, and we have probably our best bit of filler for the entire thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're doing a bit of martial arts on the beach, and Giamon and Takato are not good at it. And then they go out on a boat.
And look at the pretty fish.
And if you're watching the English version, be suddenly Japanese with no subtitles or anything. I mean, it's pretty, it's nice.
Oddly enough, I remember this, despite the fact that it's filler. This is one of the few things I actually remember.
Calamon's just sitting there, and fish start biting his butt and stuff.
And he thinks it's great.
He just thinks it's great. Oh, and they catch an octopus for dinner. That's really all that happens here. But
and he's got a whole song and everything, but nothing.
No, this isn't a training montage.
No.
And so they're
back on the beach cooking the octopus, and finally something of interest happens.
Yeah, I mean, he talks about how he wants to become, a fisherman like his dad. Takato, you going to take over the bakery? And I haven't thought that far. But yes, to break up the talk and stop Takato from talking about the future, we see a ski-doo? Ski? Yeah, whatever. Come in, and there's some girl on top of it. And seems to be chased by a Digimon. Which... honestly, it's another one of the armors. I had to look that one up. I had to look up Tylemon.
I think that was Tylemon.
Yeah, I had to look that one up. And they go out to rescue her on the boat.
And knock her
practically run her over.
Yeah. They're terrible at this.
They do not do very good. Yeah, so they pretty much run her over, which causes her to fall off. Kai has to go in and get her.
Digimon jumps in the water to fight the Tylemon. It's fairly easily.
Yeah, I mean, you're fighting supposedly higher level Digimon. Armors are always in its own habitat, where Giamon seems like a good swimmer. He showed he's swimming fairly well, but not an aquatic Digimon. But yeah, he doesn't really seem to have much trouble. is what happened again. This.
Yep, and then then it cut to of all people, Susie.
Yeah.
Or what? I don't know her Japanese name. She's Susie.
Yes.
And she's got a D-pad, and she's not real happy with it.
Yeah, it's trying to teach her math. And not doing very good, and she's all complaining about, oh, how could Henry leave me all alone and take Terriermon with him? Didn't Susie not learn Terriermon was real for quite a while? It's been a while since I watched Tamers, but again.
It's long enough to know, but Lotmon's not there, so...
Yeah.
But now we remember Lee exists.
Yeah.
And he's done exploring the ruins. I think we get one brief shot of something that might have been ruins underwater.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I'm... Once you see, and Terriermon has another good line of, if you've seen one rock, you've seen them all. Which, I do kind of understand about some tourist traps of.
There are some things I want to do. Yeah, okay.
And he's like, well, what do you want to do? Well, why don't we go visit Takano like we said we would? Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Well, of course it was a good idea. It was my plan.
It was a good idea. I came up with it.
Which, again, in the Japanese,
not memorable in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Which, apparently you people, some of you like that, but I like the more fun and memorable lines.
Yes.
And so they take her back to the house, and
she's having a nightmare.
Yeah, and she's off on a bodyboard as they call it later, but yeah, it's not quite a surfboard. It's something much smaller, and there's a dog that seems to be drowning.
Seems to not be doing well.
And she's shouting, May. We have another pet May.
Yeah, we need not enough Mays in the Digimon world.
Well, I mean, this came well before Try.
Yeah, this is the original.
I really should blame Try more than this one. But she wakes up saying the word May, and they're like, "Oh, you're finally awake." Gimon's right in her face, like, it's okay, he's fine.
Friendly, yeah. You'll nurse, I promise.
Yeah, he's got a strange face. Just like, don't worry, he's got a strange face. Strange face? Well.
Yeah. And we learn her name is
Minami.
And Mikado starts to question her, but Grandpa will have none of that plot advancement.
Nope.
No plot advancement now for you, man.
Don't rush her. Don't rush her. You have to, go slowly into these things.
We've got a long time to fill, not much story, and not the animation budget for a fight, so we have no plot.
Yes.
So we will drag this out.
Okay. So we move ahead to dinner. Fairly late dinner, it looks like, because it's nighttime.
Yeah.
And
this is a big plate.
A very nice meal, yeah. This is...
stretching the table.
With all sorts of different foods, and Mikado's not seeming particularly happy with pig's feet and pig ears that are...
Apparently he doesn't want to eat those parts of the pig.
Yeah. And...
Galamon's being annoying, like early dancing on the table, into the food, flipping plates over.
Yeah. And in so doing, Minami starts to cry. Everyone's like, what? Well, if you want to cry, cry. It's good to let emotions out. Let me play this song. What, Grandpa? What? And she cries.
Thanks, scene.
Okay, why? I mean, I'm assuming it has something to do with the flashback, and it does, but...
Yeah. Even as it turns out, she has a very valid reason to be upset at the moment, but...
Yeah.
We don't want that plot yet.
Now we, once again, leave the boring island.
Yes.
And we see lights flashing all across the city.
It's a nice car wreck,
and
quite the pile up.
Quite the pile up, and explosions. Kind of like Ghost Game, where running into a guardrail causes your car to explode.
But the driver was fine.
The driver was fine, yes. And they're all on the news saying how, there's been a problem with systems everywhere. Networks are going haywire. So we see Henry's dad, which I mean, he does do stuff, but I kind of forgot about him.
He's actually a fairly important character.
I just saw him against. You. And he's talking to Henry, and Terriermon's being cute in the shower, falling over.
Gratuitous shower scenes, yes.
Yes. And he's telling Henry that this happens. Not sure yet what's causing it, but it's causing lots of trouble. Okay, and the phone gets cut.
Yes.
In the middle of their conversation. Terriermon's like, what was that about? It's like, well, Dad says trouble's coming. And gee, let me guess, we're gonna get involved. Yeah.
And then we see on Dad's computer back in Tokyo, I guess.
Yeah.
A V-pad that's eating the messenger.
Yeah, eating the screen. Just...
What could be the problem?
I have no idea.
Yeah, hard to imagine.
Thing that they've only mentioned like 3 or 4 times this movie.
Yes.
You see, Rika's mom is on a plane on the way coming home. the pilots start to, well, either not say anything, because we're Japanese, or start to complain about how the guidance system isn't working. Something's taking over the autopilot. So, you know, that's real bad, yeah.
It's a bad day, yeah. Then we cut back to our exciting island.
Yes.
And the reason that we have to be set on this remote island becomes very clear later.
No. And she starts talking all the more about men, because Takato pulls out a laptop that she has, and it has a V-pad on it, which is supposedly the original V-pad. And she's saying that it was created...
Dad told me to take this laptop and keep it safe.
This was the original created for me, because when I was out bodyboarding, he was but a puppy and couldn't handle the waves. May die because of me. It's my fault. And Takato does a very nice job here of saying, no, that's not your fault.
Yeah.
May wouldn't want you, he would not want you to be miserable. He'd want you to be happy. And she lashes out at first, but then
Because what if
you're
something
kind.
happened to Guillemon? Would you be able to replace him with virtual one? Well, and it is.
he's Data, yeah.
But I know what she's getting at.
Yeah.
The point is valid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so he lashes out at first, but then as he's trying to help, she's like, you know, you are kind. You are nice.
And then you get up from the beach and walk away in silence, if it's the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Or the dub, where it kind of goes, yeah, I gotta get out of here because things are getting kind of quiet and awkward.
Yep.
There's something awkward, which is a great line.
Mm-hmm.
Then later in the night, we have some more Guillemon and Kalamon's shenanigans.
Falling off a porch.
But apparently not waking up for doing so. Still walking back up to it.
Until the second time, when he falls off. And you see Guillemon's eyes dilate and growl come in, which is common.
Feral, yeah.
This is something Guillemon does when trouble
when he's about to fight. Yep.
When trouble comes around. So the noise wakes him up, and like, what's going on? I don't know what's coming, but I bet you we're soon gonna find out.
Soon.
And we see the skittering of blade-like legs going across, and we see Scorpiomon, or his Japanese name. He's got a funky one that I don't know.
That's Scorpiomon.
Yeah, that's Scorpiomon to me.
That's what we're going to call him.
And so he comes crashing in, and he's like, Guillemon, get the fight away from the house.
Yeah, he knocks on one of the beams, almost the porch down.
So they take him away, and Takato pulls out his Digivice, like, all right, you guys stay here. I gotta go take care of this. Well, why? I'm going with you. No, I'm a Tamer.
Yeah.
I have experience with this.
Yes.
So wait, if he has that much experience, this is later in the season. Okay. And so he
disappears out to wherever Guillemon was.
And crashing in through the roof also comes a Divermon, another ultimate.
Yeah.
And Grandpa's like, you kids run, I've got this. And Kai explains he's a Bushido master.
I forget what martial art form
some martial arts. He'll be fine. He's like, how dare you invade our home? So he goes in to punch the Divermon, and he just gets slapped down.
Poor guy.
And at least in the English dub, they have the line of "Come back, you coward!" or as he's leaving. So in the Japanese, you have no idea what happened to him.
I'm not sure he's alive in the Japanese for a while.
He got slammed down by that. Then we cut over to Guillemon fighting Scorpiomon, and Scorpion's got guns in his.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. In his shell.
I mean, it's cool, but I don't.
I've never seen that. Yeah.
I've never seen that before. Okay, cool.
So we have a flying dino for Digimodify.
Yep, he uses arrow wing, or whatever exactly. Yeah, and suddenly, because he can fly now, he one-shots an ultimate. Okay.
Sure, I guess they're different. That makes them weaker.
Yeah. So we cut over to the others running away, and the Divermon catches up to them because their Kai and Minami aren't fast enough. So he grabs hold of Minami, knocking the laptop out of her hand and knocking Kai out of the way. But as he's running away, we see the laptop start to glow, and this really sudden cut to almost looks like Magna Anjumon's Gate of Destiny kind of opening. I mean, it is a gate opening, so it kind of makes sense. And out comes Caesarmon that we mentioned earlier.
Yes.
And he's chasing after the Divermon.
Catches him and beats him pretty easily.
Beats him easily, yeah.
Again, despite only being the newly emerged champion.
Yes. Once again, I think we've driven the point home at this point that this doesn't really care about levels very much.
Yeah.
And for a moment she's a little scared of this Caesarmon, but it turns around and says, Inami. It says her name. And so there's a little bit of moment of calm as everyone comes up. You see that Grandpa and Takato are coming in, and so everybody's okay, and alright, everything's fine. Until, out of nowhere,
Literally out of nowhere,
a Manta-Raymon comes swooping in, slaps Caesarmon and Guillamon, and just takes her.
Lights off over the water over.
So we stop the other two just to let her still go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Filler.
Yes. And Caesarmon's trying to fight against the waves to go save her, but can't quite do it. And, where should we cut away from there?
Yeah, we cut away from there, and we start seeing the
other places.
pets, and they're not even subtle anymore. They're longer, dropping the dog persona, and it's going straight out to some devil-looking thing.
Yeah, they kind of like Impmon crossed with a Boogeyman. It's definitely not Impmon.
No, I don't think it's a
Digimon per se. Yeah. But yeah, they're causing trouble. We start seeing, I guess the dam starting to leak, and or actually probably the sewers now that I think about it, because as we go into our next scene with Rika still
walking down the street with Renamon.
Yeah, they're like, "There's another Digimon here. Are you sure?" And the manhole covers get launched up, and 4 or 5 of them, and gushes of water, and out of one of them comes Blue Marimon.
Definitely the ice version.
Yeah. Because sometimes he can lean more towards fire or cold, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is more the cold version. Especially because when he goes ramming into Renamon, ice forms around her.
Yeah, she's not doing nearly as well on this one.
And she bounces off the pavement in slow motion.
And since that's not enough, we go back to Lee and Henry.
And Jeremon are waiting for a boat.
Yep, to go visit Takato.
And the boat's coming real fast.
Real fast, yeah.
And starts to explode. And why does it explode? Because it's Bomber not... No, it's a Beedramon.
It's a Beedramon, yeah.
Why did it explode? I don't quite understand.
Apparently things are just very explosive in Japan.
Yeah. Cars, boats, they all just explode real good. And gee, Terriermon... Well, actually, no, we've had rookies beating ultimates in this... again, in this movie, so... Why is this one a problem? I don't know.
I don't think the Beedramon's an ultimate.
Oh yeah, that's true. He is. So it's even more pathetic that
You suck, Terriermon!
Terriermon has that much trouble against him. And while they're having such trouble, we cut over to Calamon, looking worried.
Somehow, some way.
Seems to be seeing Gargomon and Kyubimon.
I know they need his...
Who are miles apart from each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly how far, but I'm pretty sure they're on different islands.
I'm pretty sure Rika's still in Tokyo.
Yeah. And Henry's out, looking at ruins on some other... on a dock, at least, yeah. But...
apparently, Calamon knows.
And makes them both digivolve. Which, Calamon causes digivolution. This is nothing new, you know, from this season.
He's done this.
But this season's always about the card swipes when they just want to digivolve. Okay. And so we get Kyubimon and Gargomon, and they then proceed to handle their problems pretty easily.
Yep.
And
then we get a voice telling them to come with me.
Yes, there's a holy beam of light that comes shining down on both of them. And yes, come with me, I need the Digidestined. Again, the lines are slightly different between the two versions, but it's pretty much, come with me, yes. And when that voice tells you to come with him, you listen.
You probably should listen, yes.
I don't think they have much choice.
Yeah. Well, then we come back to the guys on the island who are heading to the business of VPET, because Kai knows where it is, and they know that that's who was holding Nanami's dead hostage. Now, how they know this, I have no idea.
Yeah, in the Japanese, that's pretty much what they say. At least in the English, it kind of made it look like we're just following Caesarmon, yeah.
Which kind of makes more sense.
Is better than, yeah. Which, there's not a lot of scent usually left on water, but, it's Digimon.
Yeah.
These two kind of have a bond, so... it makes sense.
This is where my suspension of disbelief ends.
Yeah. And it's, once again, to kind of like, you don't need to come, Kai. No, I need to be in this movie.
And Takato says, okay.
That's pretty much all it is. Why? Can Takato not operate a boat?
Maybe.
So they look around for a while and
Find
find
the
it.
fog and eventually find the cave. This is the hidden entrance to the business.
Okay, sure it
whatever.
is.
And they go in there for a while. Looks like a dead end, and then the Manta Ray Mon's back.
And maybe there's one other Digimon too.
There's Deathmon there, but you see him for such a brief amount of time.
Oh, I didn't even catch who it was. It's so quick. Yeah, I didn't know who it was.
But there's a Deathmon there too. That is.
Yeah. And so
they just kind of tip over the boat. They fall in the water. But now we don't need Calamon to Digivolve because we get Growlmon without any problem.
And it's just glowing. It's not Calamon. It's not a card swipe. It's just a Digivolve. Which most other seasons, that's fine. That's typically how it goes. But this is not usually how it works this season. Okay. And so Growlmon can then fairly easily take care of
Yes.
the Manta Raymon and causes this huge surge of water and
blows them all into a base
base
through the big opening pool. Where did this base? They're in a cave. There was nothing in the ceiling.
They didn't they were just trying to swim back to the surface. They didn't swim deep under something.
Yeah.
To go. How did
How did they get from point A to point B here? I'm not sure.
Yeah. So Growlmon quickly
Pops up.
and like, oh no, where's Caesarmon? Ah, he can take care of himself.
And he
gee,
pops out and eating up Deathmon.
Yeah. And then there's
Our
Archelomon.
kind of comes down from the ceiling and Growlmon
Just
immediately deletes
spits
it.
on him. And he's done.
Immediately deletes him. Wow, we're going through these guys quick. Like we said, there's fodder here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of fodder.
And so they're now in the base. But now we have to move over to Minami regaining consciousness.
Yes.
And she hears a voice. Minami, are you alright? And we see what's apparently her father.
Way up there.
Way up there in behind glass, and
Yep.
he's in a cylindrical giant room of
What
this is
this
only
room
in movies.
What purpose this room would possibly function or serve, I have no idea.
And he's apparently joined there by the same VPET owner that we saw
yeah. Interview guy.
earlier. And there's a bunch of Digimon
Yes.
in there. There's Ponchomon, Sepicmon, Pippismon.
Baronmon.
Yeah, and then Baronmon shows up soon after to be like, where's the vaccine? Apparently, Dad here began to learn that there was a virus with the VPAT, so he was making a vaccine that could possibly remove them.
They can stop their plans. The only thing that can stop their plans is the vaccine I made.
Well, you will tell us where it is, or do you want your daughter to live? Whoa! And these turrets come out of a bunch of points in the cylindrical room and start firing laser beams.
I mean, laser military killing laser beams.
This is the business?
This is the business? Yeah.
What business do these people do? I thought they just made cute
VPATs.
VPATs.
What are you doing with these kinds of lasers?
Well, it doesn't end there because he doesn't give it up immediately like I thought he would.
Yeah.
We said go over, and Takato and Kai are being shot by rocket launchers, missile launching turrets at him. What the?
I work at the wrong place. This place is so much cooler to work at.
Ah. And Growlmon starts to protects them by knocking them away, blows up the turrets, it falls into the pool in the middle, and starts to break the base all the more and more water rush running in, like, oh, we need to go. So they start running in, and while they're looking around, trying to find Minami, because that's who they're here for, we hear her, we see her hands, folded almost in prayer, and depending on the two versions, in the English version, she calls out to Caesarmon. But in the Japanese, she just says, help me. Which, at this point, yeah, I'm not sure why she calls out for Caesarmon. Because, sure, he showed up, but she doesn't know much about him. But he seems to hear that and goes crashing through the door. And starts tearing into places.
Taking good laser mounts, yeah.
And the Digimon are like, who's that? And start crashing through the glass and go in to fight them. And, all of the Digimon to this point are easily...
Growlmon breaks through the wall, shoots the wall, and knocks three of them together, and deletes them
instantly. And then tears his own way in because he doesn't fit through the main door. Which is kind of cool.
Another cool little moment, yeah.
Yeah. And Baronmon just shoots missiles out of his belly, torso.
He rips through his clothes. He does a little better than the others, but not much.
Not much, no. And so, hey, Dad, you're okay. These are my friends. They help me. We need to go. We need to get to higher ground as they see the water
And then
rushing in.
And then about this time we cut to our other party.
Yeah, well, we cut to the head of the production saying it's only a matter of time or whatever. And it's like, is the man voiced by my Otismon not who he's...
Possibly untrustworthy.
Untrustworthy.
Then we kind of do this other dimension is, and
they're
booking it.
Omegamon or Omnimon. Actually, I think we've called him Omnimon this whole time. Yeah. Megamon, sorry. and he's trying to telling them that yes, the one I have been searching for, he's gone to your dimension, not my own, and I cannot go there.
And the reason he can't go there is he done the story too soon.
Yeah, he's too powerful.
We were given no reason why he can't do.
Yeah, that's the only reason, because he's freaking Omnimon. He just fixes your problems. And so...
But as he's doing this, some other random fodder Digimon just show up and they're going after Omnimon.
Yeah, a Metal Tyrannomon, Arkellamon, and another Terramon. No, he carves through them like butter. And Rika is very impressed.
Which is hard to get from Rika.
Yeah. Wow, Digimon this power is worried. We must be in trouble. So we move into, honestly, what looks like could actually be part of the business now. Yeah. They're actually walking down to some glass room.
Nice glass dome, yeah.
Yeah, some just chairs and, fairly normal furniture around.
Could be somewhere to impress the clients, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a storm that has rolled in outside. And there's some lightning. She sees that Saruman doesn't like lightning. You see a flashback to May, the dog, also
doesn't like lightning.
They're like, wait, could this be tied to... I mean, I made this for you, May. Could this thing have the vaccine in it? Because he purposely hid it with the original...
In the original
D-pad. I was like, wait, could this Digimon have it? And gee, we see the shoes of the owner walking down the stairs. Like, oh, so that's where it was. Well, I suppose there's no need to hide in this pathetic.
At this point, Girl goes, "That's a Digimon."
Yeah, that man's a Digimon. What? I suppose I don't need to hide in this pathetic human shell anymore. And Ghost Game has had quite a bit of body horror. This kind of
this kind of a creepy look here.
It's kind of a creepy look that again.
Changes everything but the human face.
Human face as he grabs Caesarmon and just beats the living
beats him.
Out of him.
Yeah.
And Grandma just watches.
Kind of watches, yeah. Doesn't like Caesarmon that much, I guess.
I guess. But he beats him so bad that he digivolves. Normally doesn't happen, but because he actually has a partner because he's kind of bonded with Minari. Sure. Yeah. Minami. Sure. Izzo picks him up and like, now nothing can stop me. Yes, again! As the portal opens in space and time, and Omnimon shoots through because he can't come through. He just blasts it. No.
This doesn't attack through. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Everybody dies.
Yeah. Whoops. No. He just sends. He sends two champions.
And they're
And they're Tamer. Okay. Omnimon's much better. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot go. Really and once again, he's like, I cannot go through. I trust this to you to take him down in my stead. Okay. And so Mephistomon is not particularly impressed with them as they launch a couple of attacks, and now they decide that an ultimate can take those attacks
without any problem.
Without any problem.
Because he's not different.
Yeah. And he holds up his hand, and it looks like a white light fills it, almost like the area's exploding.
Yeah, like the light show.
And suddenly they're all falling
into the water. Then the water turns pinkish purple.
Purple, and they can breathe it. And well, actually, I'm pretty sure in Tamers, that's where they started the breathing and water thing anyway. So this is not
in Digital World and Tamers, you can breathe underwater.
Yes. So this is not that unusual of a thing here. And it's got like a whole bunch of just debris floating. I mean, big chunks of debris floating in the air, like planes, cars,
tankers,
boats, all sorts of things just floating up there. He's like, "Do you like this digital space that I created for you? I based it off of how the world will look after the human's demise."
Yes, because the world falls into chaos from the V-pads.
And we see all around that there's surgeons that are operating, and the lights flicker, and a Kokuamon comes out. And blowing out of some apartment is another Terramon. So the V-Pets aren't just the imps, they're becoming Digimon? I guess, but that's not...
Maybe that's what that scene.
But I don't know that.
Just with so many random Digimon showing up, I never really thought much about it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And so they once again fight square off against Mephistomon, and
Growlmon says something to Labramon, and this is enough to wake him up so he can squeeze out of Mephistomon's hand. He's not keeping very good grip on him, apparently.
And their attacks are once again not working. Gee.
And Growlmon seems to miss.
And like, what were you aiming at? And he looks up and he hit one of the giant oil tanker ships, and it's crawling down like meteor, blazing re-entry type thing, and slams into him
and takes him down to the ground. Now, how Growlmon ever knew that would happen?
I mean, he's wise, but generally not the smartest.
No, and we haven't touched these things before to know how they react. But shut up, this is cool.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah,
that was one of the coolest things they've done. So shut up. That was awesome.
And as the tanker is falling and exploding, we see Manami? Yeah, Manami.
Run up to
trying to run away from the explosion, and Labramon comes running in, and we see that Labramon is on top of her, like protecting her from the damage. I'm like, I'm so sorry. You always were there and trying to be there for me, but I want to give you.
I don't even look at you. Yet I was always watching you.
Yeah. Which is a little creepy or very touching, depending on. Look at that. I think we're going with touching.
We're going with touching here, I think. But yeah,
touching.
Pet the dog. Pet the dog.
Yeah, just pet the dog. Yes. And it's like, I'm so sorry. Okay, it's not your fault. I'm fine. Oh, May. He calls him May. Like, I'm so glad to hear my name. You called me that. But that's what triggers the vaccine, so I'm dying now.
So the dog starts dissolved and die. I'm really hoping this was just some desperation thing Dad had to do, so that when the dog was called May, this would happen. Because otherwise, you're cruel. You are a cruel man.
You're a cruel man. Have her dog die in front of her twice, man.
One acknowledges has to put his May again. Instead of dissolve. So I'm assuming it's just some desperation thing.
Yeah. And we watch the dust go up, and we see these programs going and blowing up all of these imps.
And blowing up
Gokumon and the Terramon.
Why is it blowing up the Digimon?
Like I said, I'm guessing it's because they came from the virus somehow.
I guess
that's the only reason.
Makes a little more sense.
But because otherwise, I have no idea why.
Is this how they were different? Is this what Grandma was talking about? Because you're really V-Pets?
And as soon as they're gone, all the data seems to go right back. Everything's fine. Yep. Because, like, the pilot's guidance systems are back and everything. So, okay, good, yay, everything's happy. And Kato's looking around and seems a little concerned. Like,
what? If Mephistomon's gone, why are we still in this pocket dimension?
And the ground starts to rumble as if, it hurt him in perfect dramatic timing.
Yes.
And rising up out of the ground is Digimon that, if you didn't know, I don't blame you on this one.
Yeah, it's pretty obscure.
Yeah. I mean, it looks
if you watch the Japanese one, they won't even give you his name.
Yes.
At least the dub tells you his name.
Just like Armageddonmon, they won't tell you his name.
Or Imperialmon Paladinmon.
In the Japanese. Yeah, he's kind of like a Grand Dropmon.
Yeah.
Kind of similar design. And so he's big and bad. And so the 3 Digimon rise up to fight him once more. And, finally...
they're having trouble.
Their attacks weren't working against Mephisto. So now that he's Digivolved, it's really not working.
Now, the reason he Digivolved is... No idea what caused that.
Yeah, what let him Digivolve? Yeah, no. And so he opens up the giant maw that's in his
stomach, for lack of a better place.
Yeah.
Centaurmons, the centaurs, so large stomach in there, exactly.
Yeah. Just giant maw launches this giant energy ball at him, knocks him to the ground. And so Calamon's there like, oh no, are you okay? And because Calamon's worried about our heroes, they just Digivolve. So they can't trigger these Digivolutions to get the ultimate. But Takano just says they reached these forms.
But knows what the name of this form is?
Form are, so I can't tell you when this is supposed to be. I don't think this is canonical.
No. But anyway, well, they said, okay, everybody on the count of 3 in the dub, or you just yell go to their Digimon. And pick up, well, okay, first we get to the Digivolution form scene.
And it is so clear that the other 2 are very different.
Yeah, we got the 3D
War
Groundmon,
Groundmon.
and then just like you slap on stickers on the other two next to them, and it looks terrible.
It looks
It really
so
looks
bad.
awful. I'm sorry. I know someone worked hard on this, but this looks awful.
Yeah.
Whoever said, yeah, let's keep the 3D and the 2D right next to each other, made a bad choice.
Yeah, no. But yeah, so after that, they all decide to count to 3 together, or just say go, depending on the version. And they don't launch attacks, really.
They just kind of go real fast and become like lines with their colors. And then they intertwine and become big white
phoenix
spirit bird
thing.
And they launch what's called Trinity attack. So let's see here. We have the Trinity. We have what looks like a spiritual bird fighting something that's basically a devil. There might be symbolism here.
Nah.
Now, I'm using pretty bad. There might be symbolism here.
Yeah. And they tear straight through
his
him.
stomach, again, for lack of a better term.
And he just starts to fall apart.
And he falls apart. And the dimension falls apart. And he swims to the surface of the water, and we're done.
And Caliban says bye, literally to the camera. At least in the English version. Says bye.
Okay, that was quick.
Wow, I thought the ending of Crosswords was abrupt. That was even faster.
So why are we even bringing Baller Gulfspawn back?
Yeah, because you had to show off the Ultimates. You could have had the Ultimates fight Mephistomon.
Yeah.
Ultimates fighting Ultimates would have made sense. So, yeah.
When it's all said and done, it's not bad. Not good. It kind of commits the biggest sin a movie can.
Yeah.
And just be forgettable.
Yeah. Again, we didn't remember much coming into this, and honestly, after watching it again, not going to be that much.
I don't think I will retain much more.
Yeah. No, it's really going to be much of the same, really. And, again, it's all about Tamers. But Omnimon. But not Omnimon. But... yeah.
Is it canonical? I don't
think
so. There's nothing that directly breaks canon, but...
No. But there's just enough things...
Where would it slide in? Where would all this chaos causing the city from that power, that computer failure have been?
Hypno isn't even mentioned. The other 3 Tamers aren't even mentioned. 4 Tamers aren't even mentioned. 5? Oh god, okay.
It's really kind of...
Oh no, because Susie is there.
Yeah. Okay. He's mentioned, so fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
So I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't do anything wrong. It really is...
Yeah, no, like I said, it's not terrible by any means.
And Groundmon tearing through the wall and blowing stuff off. And Omnimon just going and tearing through things.
Dropping the tanker on Mephistomon, knocking down the sky onto it.
There are good moments.
Yes.
It has its moments. It's over the top enough. It's just... It could be half the length.
Yeah, there's no need for this to be the 50 minutes.
It could really be an episode. and you wouldn't miss much.
Again, we spent all this time getting to this island. There's nothing about this island that's special that makes this only be able to happen here. It could have happened in Tokyo. There was no reason to spend so much time coming out here.
Yeah. Henry didn't search these ruins to find some legend of Caesarmon that made him appear and stuff. No. It just felt like there was a lot of filler that had out a movie when this was really just an episode idea.
Yeah.
Well, probably rambled long enough. I haven't looked at the time yet. Oh, yep. But thank you all if you made it this far. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more Digimon content from us. And as always, everyone, be awesome. Next one, yeah. Bye-bye.